Since the dawn of civilization, humanity has recorded its wars through art. But were these paintings made to show the truth or to tell a story? Today, we uncover the shocking gap between historical accuracy and artistic propaganda in history's most iconic war paintings. Part 1. The Birth of Propaganda. It begins in ancient Egypt. Pharaoh Ramses II was one of history's greatest self-promoters. He commissioned grand carvings of his 1274 BC battle at Kadesh, portraying himself as an unstoppable god of war. But here is the twist. The Hittites, on the other side of that battle, painted their own version, claiming their victory. The truth? The battle ended in a draw. Neither side won. This set a pattern that would last for thousands of years. War art serving power, not truth. Part 2. Napoleon. Fast forward to the year 1800. Napoleon Bonaparte crosses the Alps. A legendary military maneuver. Two painters captured this same moment, and they could not be more different. Jacques-Louis David was Napoleon's devoted admirer. He painted him 5 times, triumphant, atop a rearing white stallion, his name carved into the rocks, alongside Hannibal and Charlemagne. Then came Paul Delaroche in 1850. His version? Napoleon on a mule, wrapped in a coat, led by a local guide. Which version was historically accurate? Delaroche. Which version became world famous? David. Ironically, Delaroche's realistic painting was purchased by Queen Victoria herself as a birthday gift for Prince Albert. 3. Iconic mistakes. Perhaps no painting captures this tension better than Emanuel Leutz's 1851 masterpiece, Washington crossing the Delaware. Heroic, dramatic, iconic, and full of historical errors. That stars and stripes flag flying proudly in the painting, it did not exist until June 1777. That is 18 months after this crossing. The crossing itself? It happened around midnight, during a snowstorm, not at dawn. And those narrow rowing boats in the painting? Washington's men actually used large, flat-bottomed Durham boats, yet this painting became the ultimate symbol of American revolutionary spirit. Sometimes the feeling of history matters more than the facts. Now consider Henry McArdle's 1905 painting, Dawn at the Alamo. It shows Jim Bowie fighting bravely, knife in hand, during the final battle. The reality? Bowie was bedridden during the entire fight, too sick to even stand. But legends do not sell paintings. Heroes do. Part 4. Custer's Last Stand. Few battles have inspired more paintings than Custer's Last Stand at Little Bighorn in 1876. Theodore Fuchs painted his version the same year as the battle. It shows dramatic cavalry charges, flashing sabers, Custer in his famous military dress uniform. But nearly every detail was wrong. The soldiers were dismounted, fighting on foot, not on horseback. The sabers, left behind at camp, not carried into battle. And Custer, he wore buckskin that day, not his dress uniform. Only in recent decades have more accurate depictions of this battle finally emerged. Part 5. The Red Baron. Even in the modern era, drama overshadowed the truth. On April the 21st, 1918, the legendary German fighter Ace Manfred von Richthofen, known as the Red Baron, was shot down and killed. Charles Hubbell's famous painting shows Canadian pilot Roy Brown heroically shooting him down in an aerial duel. Dramatic, cinematic, and largely inaccurate. The bullet that actually killed the Red Baron came from the ground, fired by an Australian foot soldier. Not nearly as cinematic, but true. Outro. From the pharaohs of ancient Egypt to the battlefields of World War I, war painters faced the same impossible choice: truth or glory. The most honest artists showed us reality as it was: muddy, complicated, human. The most famous artists gave us something else entirely: myths, legends, icons that shaped how entire nations saw themselves. Perhaps the real lesson is this: the most powerful weapon in any war has always been the story we choose to tell about it.